Hi everyone, welcome to my Zwift workout. Responding to attacks is the name of the workout today, and yeah, the session is what it's titled. So it's based around being in a road race where people attack. You have to follow, but once you followed the attack, then you don't actually get any chance really to recover. And then before a potential second attack, third attack. So it's getting your body used to responding to those attacks that hurt the legs.
Yeah, good stuff. And hello everyone. My name is Matt Rowe. I'm here in a kind of a coaching capacity today. Just going to help narrate through the session as Dani completes it. So again, Dani's just warming up at the moment, just turning the legs nice and easy. 140 watts. And how does that feel at the moment, Dan? Nice and steady.
Yeah, it's pretty steady.
Good.
Nice gradual warm up to get ready for the session.
Just going to put the fan on for you, because in a minute you're going to be working a little bit harder. Again, so warm up, Dan. Because a lot of people can skip over the warm up and kind of don't really, I guess, commit or complete a proper warm up because they're tight on time. Warm up, obviously, really important.
Yeah, really important. Obviously for injury prevention, things like that, when you're going to go hard, it's important to get your body ready really. Get the blood flowing around your muscles ready for the session ahead.
So I was speaking to on one of our coaching podcasts that I host with Greg Henderson and Kev Poulton. One thing Greg mentioned that really struck a chord with me was this concept of neuromuscular coordination. So first, kind of a bit of a, it's quite a complex term, but really just means sending those signals from your brain to your muscles to prepare them for activity. So I guess that's part of what the warm-up does, is getting those signals from your brain to your legs to say, come on, muscles, wake up, we're about to do some efforts, get ready really. So over the course of the next 4.5 minutes, hopefully some of those signals are being transmitted and you feel ready for combat. So yeah, as Dani said, we're just in the warm-up phase at the moment, and then we go into the main blocks of the session. So there's 4 blocks. As you can see on the left-hand side, it gives you a breakdown of what each of the blocks look like. So do you want to talk us through what each block involves, Dan?
Yeah, so as Matt was saying about the neurological pathways, it's actually a similar session in terms of the efforts we're doing today, the powers that I would be hitting in a race. So when I go to a race and I've got to respond to attacks, my body isn't thinking, oh, you've never hit these powers before, what are you doing? So it's a really great way again to just get your body used to what you're going to have to do in a race. There's no point going into a race and not trained yourself for the demands of that race. So we've got 30 seconds at 220 watts, where this is what I'd probably be sitting at in the bunch. So it's not comfortable, quite a hard sort of power, but something that I could sustain for a long time. And then 30 seconds at 4:15, which would be, as the title of the session says, responding to an attack. Then going back into 1 minute at 220, so that's not recovery at all. Then another 30 seconds, 4:15, and again another minute at 220 before a bit of a recovery.
So that's kind of, riding in the bunch for 30 seconds, nice and steady. Someone attacks you, respond to that attack. So you're making a 415 watt effort for 30 seconds. You catch that attack back and it doesn't come to anything, then you go back into another minute, kind of riding in the bunch steady at your 220 watts ish. Then you're making that another surge, responding to another attack. So in each block, there's 2 surges or kind of responses to attacks. And again, we're going to complete 4 blocks today. And the watts, so these watts that Dani's going to complete are tailored to her FTP, attached to her FTP. and again, hopefully you'll have your individual powers that relate to your FTP on the left hand side for when you're completing the session. So again, if 220 sounds and 415 sounds too high, don't worry. You know, Dani's obviously a trained athlete, and those things are kind of relative to her. And the good news is, in between each block, we've got 4.5 minutes of easy riding, kind of active recovery. That's 40% of your FTP, so it really should feel pretty steady. So coming towards the end of the warm-up, Dan, are you feeling like you're ready to rock and roll? Or?
I am, yeah, looking forward to it. Feeling warm now for sure. My heart rate is quite high, breathing quite heavy, and yeah, warm, ready to go.
Because this session isn't super explosive, you're not doing any max sprint efforts, you haven't got to be really thoroughly warmed up, so there's no need for a 20-minute warm-up and all that type of stuff. You know, 10 minutes or so warm-up is ample, or in this case 7 minutes and 2 minutes easy. That's kind of 9 minutes of pedaling before you complete the first effort. And again, just touch on Women's Week, so I guess that's the reason why Dani's doing this session today, try and encourage other female riders to get involved in Zwift, and use it as a fantastic training tool as it is. And you ride Zwift fairly regularly, Dan. Yes, I guess enjoy it and see the training benefits of it.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's such a great tool for training. Not only when the weather's bad, but just as a tool in itself. It means you can do specific workouts or just generally ride with people. It definitely makes the time go a lot quicker, and that's what I love about it.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, from a coaching point of view, your coach can just program a session, as we have done today. Dani jumps on, again, and it's there for you. So I say you've got to do the easy bit, Dan, the pedaling. You haven't got to do that's the hard bit. But again, Zwift makes it easy both for rider and coach. So you haven't got to be looking down at bits of paper trying to work out what zone you've got to ride at for what duration. All programmed in, ready to go. So nice and simple. Nice and simple. So what we're doing at the moment, Dan?
So just really riding easy, getting ready for the first effort of the session, getting your breath back after the last bit of the progressive warm-up, and getting psyched up, ready to go.
Calm before the storm, mate. Calm before the storm. I just want to make sure that fan. How you doing for there?
Yeah, good, thanks. A quick drink before the first session.
I know she's got a couple of ride-ons there, giving you some kudos. Where's the keyboard? Probably share it out.
So it looks like we've got 40 seconds before the first 30 seconds, which should feel relatively comfortable before we hit the first 30-second attack.
Yeah, so for those of you doing it at home, in between each 30-second effort where you're simulating responding to attack, when you settle back into that zone 3 effort, which is the green power outputs, to start off with, it'll feel quite uncomfortable. You just got to sit there and just try and absorb that workload. So I'll talk through it as Dani's doing the effort. So first effort into a cafe, whatever it is, you're riding along pretty steady, minding your own business. Middle of the race, perhaps you just had a drink or something, and out of the blue, from nowhere, some rider attacks really hard. So you can't just sit there and let them ride away from you. You've got to dig in, as Dan is now. She's putting the power down, so she's accelerating up to well over 400 watts, so 415 watts. And again, you've made that effort to accelerate with the bunch or with the group you're in, to make sure you don't lose contact. Dan, 10 seconds left now of this surge or this response to an attack, and she's going to go straight from that, following that attack, straight back into the peloton, into the group. So there's no opportunity for full recovery, and this is where the cumulative training effect comes in. So yeah, Dan will be a little bit of oxygen debt now, breathing quite heavily. You can see Dani's heart rate's increase slightly now, so we're into the 160s. So again, just get your composure, and this is where it will hurt. So if you're doing this session now, just try and keep composed. You know, all that power comes from your legs. Don't start rocking and rolling. Keep your upper body still, and just try and absorb that effort without letting it get to you too much. So 15 seconds left in the bunch before effort or surge number 2. Okay, someone's attacked again. Dan's just increasing the effort, trying to follow that attack. Good job, Dan. Good job. Tweaking that camera. Good job, Dan. So we've got 40 seconds left now, riding on the peloton. So you've just absorbed 2 attacks. Yeah, a lot of hard work being done there for you. Yeah, you've managed to stick with the peloton. So you're back into your 200 watts. Again, there's no full recovery here, so you're still producing that zone 3 power, which is a similar power to what you're likely to be averaging in a fast-moving peloton or in a bunch or a group ride. So just to see the last 10 seconds out in this first block. Good effort, Dan. Lovely, good job. So now we've got 4.5 minutes, and this is full recovery. So we've spent 4.5 minutes now, 115 watts, just nice and easy. Let the legs recover a little bit. So when you got your breath back down, how was that?
Yeah, it was actually pretty tough. Like I said before, after the attacks, you go into the 1 minute effort. It's not really recovery. So the second time you have to follow the attack, you've already built up the lactic acid in your legs. So that's when you really reap the benefit of the second sort of effort, having to hold it when you're not really recovered. So that's obviously what happens in a race. People are going to attack when you least want them to. 9 times out of 10 they're the attacks that stick, you know, not when the bunch is just rolling along, maybe at the top of a climb where you've already done a hard effort and then someone attacks. So you've got to go hard off already going hard. So you have to train yourself to do that, which is not nice, but you'll reap the benefits come race day, or even just if you want to go out and smash your mates on a club run.
When we talk about this session being designed to follow attacks, also obviously this session translates into making attacks. So if you want to, perhaps on the 30 seconds on efforts, if you want to push a little bit harder, that could be the difference between following an attack to making an attack. And any tips, Dan, on when to attack your mates on a group ride or even on Zwift?
Yeah, I guess like I said before, when they're least expecting it, and when you're hurting as well, there's no point in waiting till everyone's fresh to attack. You need to attack when everyone's already hurting, and then psychologically they're going to think there's no way I can attack now. Also, another tip would be catch them by surprise. So don't sit on the front and just attack out of the saddle from the front, because essentially they're going to see you probably gearing up for the attack, your body position will move, you'll probably go onto your drops and people will see it coming. So come from behind and catch them by surprise. So you already get that gap and they think there's no way I can follow that.
Yeah, that telltale sign, someone near the front goes onto their drops, looks around their both shoulders, like, well, you're going to do something. So element of surprise is important. Obviously you don't really get that element of surprise on Zwift, but you can come from the back. Perhaps start a bit further back. By the time you're passing riders, you've already got a bit of momentum, a bit of speed. There is that slight element of surprise that you can use on Zwift. What about gear selection, Dani? Is gear selection something you think about when you're going to make an attack?
Yeah, for sure. If you're on a hill, you don't want to be stuck in a big gear thumping it over the climb. So yeah, obviously depending on the terrain of the road and what you're about to go into, you might be attacking at the bottom of the climb. So you need to make sure that your gearing's right for, yeah, I guess the road you're about to attack on.
And I guess the biggest tip is don't attack into a corner. Literally, if there's a corner 40 metres ahead, you attack into it, you're going to make a big effort to attack, get up to speed, and then slam your brakes on if it's a tight corner. So don't attack into a tight corner, is my tip.
So 15 seconds before the next effort.
Lovely. Alright, so you're back in the bunch now, cruising along in your bunch, minding your own business. 20 more seconds. 20 more seconds of calm, 15 seconds.
I've gotten the drops ready for this.
Here we go. That's it, someone's attacked. Dan's about to follow. Good job, good job. Nice. Yeah, you can see your heart rate creeping up there to the 130s, 150, sorry, up to 155, 156, 57. So that shot up quite quickly there, your heart rate. And this is the trick now into the zone 3 part, is how quickly you can recover. And obviously the fitter you are, the quicker your heart rate will fall, the quicker you'll be recovering. So obviously there is a bit of lag in heart rate. Okay, 20 seconds left. There you go again. Here we go. Next attack. Up. Here you go. Dan responded to attack here. And what I've just done before this effort here, I just reduced the intensity of the session applied to make it slightly easier, just to help Dan kind of talk a little bit more through the session. So you'll see the watts on the left hand side have all changed slightly, and that's a great feature of workout mode. You know, if you start a session you feel really good, if you're real strong you can make the session a little bit harder, using the up arrows on the left hand side, or if you find the session a little bit tough, or in this case you want to do a little bit more talking through it, you can use the down arrows to reduce the intensity of the session slightly. So depending on what you've done the day before, or what you've got planned the next few days, you can tweak that session, you can tweak the day's session to suit how you're feeling on any given day. So Dan's back in the bunch now, having followed two big attacks. And you've got to see the next 20 seconds out now in zone 3 without fully recovering. So you can see your heart rate is kicked up to mid 160s, and you're not fully recovering. I mean, in this minute of zone 3, it is slowly coming down, but it won't fully come down until you allow yourself to fully recover, as you can now. So it's recovery time now.
Woo. Oh, that was a tough one.
I think that second effort was a bit harder than the first, or we find it the same, similar?
No, definitely harder. Obviously, there's two efforts already in the bag, and even though 4.5 minutes is quite a long time in terms of recovery between sets, you're still going to hold the efforts from the first set in your legs. So this is where it starts to really count with the effort. So hang on in there, because it'll all be worth it.
Absolutely. And as well as being a good quality training session, this is also an ideal session for a pre-race ride, kind of an activation ride that you can complete the day before an event.
Yeah, for sure. It's really good. You know, you're only going 30 seconds at a high power, so you're not going to build up real fatigue in your muscles. So it's a great way to activate and get yourself used to those efforts, short efforts before races.
And again, it comes back to that neuromuscular coordination that we talked about earlier. So, you know, you're going to race tomorrow, so you've got some big efforts to, obviously in a competitive race, you've got some big efforts you're going to make, and the day before, so when you complete this session, it's all about preparing your body for what's to come. So yeah, getting those, opening those neurological pathways, getting those signals from your brain to your legs, just open your systems and get prepared for battle, really. So this is the recovery phase, great opportunity. Have a drink, keep hydrated, because on Zwift, as we all know, you sweat a lot and
Very sweaty right now.
lose a lot of fluids. In fact, you're about halfway through the session now, just over halfway.
That's what I love about Zwift. It goes so fast. When you've got, you know, only 4.5 minutes essentially to ever have to concentrate for, you're always looking at the next effort, the latest countdown of a specific effort you've got, or your recovery part of the session. So I find the time just goes so fast.
On the left-hand side, where you've got all the different efforts and part of the session, as you complete each element, you are given a star rating. So if you complete the section perfectly, you get a full star. If you don't quite complete it, you get a half star. If you've just gone way off course, you don't get a star at all. So good news is, Dan, after 13 blocks, you've got 12.5 stars. So
Nice.
got half a star somewhere, which isn't too bad.
Hopefully that'll be it for the session.
Yeah. I guess that's added a little bit of motivation for trying to nail every effort. Because I guess there's always a little bit of tendency towards the end of the session when we're most fatigued to slacken off a little bit and not quite complete the last 10 seconds of each block properly. But the first 10 seconds and the last 10 seconds of the session are equal importance. So just try and stick with it throughout the whole of the session, and make every second count. Because we're only on the turbo for what, 40 minutes today. So it's not a long time. It's a very specialist structured session. Quality over quantity is what we say at Rowe, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. Make the most of the time you've got and make it really specific to what your aim is, what your goal is. And we're just getting ready for number 3. Give it your all, guys. This is where it really counts.
And again, think of yourself like a really efficient machine. Just sit there and just soak that effort up. Just let your legs do the work. Your body either telling your brain, back off. This is hard now. You've got to fight the demons inside. sit there and just soak it up, and keep pushing that power out, all the power transfer coming from your hips down, so let your upper body try and be as relaxed as possible. Like I say, let all that power transfer come from your legs. Had a nice even pedal stroke. Good job, Dan. Dan's responding to the first attack of this block now. You can see the heart rate will be increasing with it. This is around 145% of your FTP, so you're definitely heading towards an anaerobic state, recruiting a lot of fast twitch muscle fibres, doing a lot of damage, a lot of muscular damage over the 30 seconds. Again, you're not doing so much damage that that fatigue is going to be in your legs tomorrow. It's only for 30 seconds. Yeah, you'll be able to recover overnight. So which is why it's a perfect session for pre-race ride, but also on split days. So we'll come into that after this block when Dani's recovering. We'll talk a little bit about split days or double days and how this session can play a role there. Again, back in the bunch, just sat there, surrounded by riders. You could be with someone who's about to attack you on a cafe ride to get to the cafe first and join that queue before everyone else. And of course, if they're going to get to the front of the queue first, you've got to try and stay with them. So 10 seconds left. Here we go. Respond to that attack. Good, good, good. Well done, Dan. That's it. Sit down, absorb that effort now. Lovely. See Dan getting well on top of this one. Okay, covered that attack perfectly. Now you're back into the bunch in your zone 3. Again, doing these sessions, don't worry too much about watts per kilo. Because we're working on your power and your zones based on your FTP, so not watts per kilo. So they relate to each other, but not directly. Because one takes into consideration your weight, and obviously one doesn't. So again, watts per kilo. Although it's showing it on the right hand side, ignore that for today's session. It's purely about your power output, irrespective of your weight. So that's the third block complete. Nice one. How was that one, Dan?
Yeah, definitely starting to feel it now. After, well, that was the third block. So, yeah, getting tired, but it's all good. Because I know, usually for me, my training sessions are harder than races. So come race day, if I know I've suffered through my training sessions, chances are, yeah, I'm going to have times where I'm really suffering in a race, but the harder you train, I find, the better you are come race day.
It's a good little motto. Train hard, race easy. Train hard, race easy, and quality over quantity every time. So with your training, if you got the opportunity to do a session, almost always it's more beneficial to introduce some quality aspect to the session. So whether it's some sort of some intervals or some type of intervals, that's going to give you definitely a greater physiological benefit compared to wide and steady and volume. There's that age-old debate about winter miles versus high-intensity training. For most of us, unlike Dani, who has got the luxury of having a lot of time on our hands to be able to go out and do long, steady rides sometimes, even though you don't do a lot of that really, you've always got most of your sessions got a quality element. But most of us haven't got the luxury of being able to go out and spend 4 or 5 hours wide and steady a couple of times a week. So we've got to substitute the volume that we can't do with intensity.
Yeah, for sure. I'm a massive believer of quality over quantity. For me personally, I actually find long rides the hardest to do, the hardest to motivate myself for, but if the session is full of quality efforts, it really breaks up that ride and it makes it go a lot faster. And then, yeah, like Matt said, I don't really ever do a long ride with no quality in it. It's all quality sessions, and I'd much rather do shorter, harder sessions than go out on the road. I think a lot of people think the more the better these days, but I completely disagree and think quality over quantity every day of the week.
Quality over quantity.
So last set coming right up, and this is where it will be easy to give up with 5 seconds to go of the effort, but you need to really dig in deep all the way to the end of the effort and go for it right at the start. If there's an attack, you can't slowly build into it. You have to go straight away to follow, straight on the wheel. Chances are then you've got more chance to follow it and it be a potential break, or maybe at the finish of a race then you get around them. So yeah, dig in and get this last session done. Essentially it's 2 30-second really hard efforts and a little bit of riding in between.
When someone does attack and gets a small gap, as soon as that gap extends, you've obviously got to work to catch them up. You've got to go faster than them. You're outside of that kind of that bubble, that vacuum that a rider creates behind them. If you can react really quickly and jump straight onto a rider who's attacked, go straight into their slipstream, and you haven't got to use anywhere near the amount of watts that they're producing on the front to make that attack. So following attack is far easier than missing the move and then having to chase. It's also a lot easier to follow attack compared with attacking yourself. Purely because of that slipstream element. Block 4.
Here we go.
Alright. And that last effort, Dan, you had a perfect score, so you got full star. Nice.
Woo.
Nice cadence there from Dani. And again, cadence is hugely, hotly debated topic. What is the best cadence to ride at? And keep an eye out for our Zwift coaching podcast. And as Zwift coaching podcast number 3 is cadence. What is the optimum cadence or the most efficient cadence is a topic that we explore in detail. That's myself, Greg Henderson and Kev Poulton. We'll be discussing that in Zwift Coaching Podcast 3. So if questions around cadence is of interest to you, make sure you subscribe to the Zwift Coaching Podcast on iTunes. That's the first attack responded to there by Dani.
One hard effort to go, come on guys. This is where it counts.
Now the final 30-second hard effort coming up before you settle back into zone 3 for a final minute. So a minute and a half of effort left, but only 30 seconds of that is really tough. So here we go, guys. Here we go. That's it, latching onto that attack in the slipstream. You're there, you've made it. You've made it. Hold on to that wheel now while you want to continue to accelerate. That's good. Well done, Dan. Stick with it, guys. Good job, good job. 10 seconds left. Then we're going to settle straight back in then for one more minute at zone 3. So back into the bunch. Nice. There you go, 30 seconds left. And that is your fourth and final block complete. And all you've got then is your warm down, or your cool down. Lovely. Well, I'll let Dani expand on this in a minute, but I promise we talk a little bit about split days or double days. So this session I think fits perfectly for doing a double day, and I think you've done a double day today, right Dan?
Yeah, I have. This is my second session of the day.
So whilst this session isn't too physically demanding, it won't leave you too fatigued the following day, which is why it's perfect for a pre-race ride to kind of go open yourself up. It's also a real quality session to add on to, or do in the afternoon of a split day or a double day. So what do we mean by split day, Dan?
So split day is essentially where you're doing 2 sessions in a day to really maximise the quality. Like we were saying before, if you go out and just do a really long ride, by the end of the ride you're not going to really have anything in you to be producing those powers that you need. So essentially you're doing the same amount of training but splitting it into 2 sessions to really get the most out of the day's training.
Again, we were training twice. You get that boost of endorphins and testosterone released twice, which also helps develop you, make you stronger. So there's lots of benefits to training twice. It kickstarts your metabolism twice. So it's really good for weight loss as well, if that's an aim of yours. And you can get a lot of volume completed, a lot more training completed basically by splitting it up into 2 chunks. So yeah, psychologically you haven't got that task of going out for a 3-hour ride maybe. You just go out for an hour and a half or 2 hours in the morning and then a short, sharp turbo session in the afternoon, and you're still going to amass 3 hours of training with quality. You break it down into 2, so it's more manageable.
Yeah, for sure. I'd much rather do, say, 2 hours in the morning and an hour turbo in the afternoon, and that way, you know, you're going to recover and be able to do maximal efforts in that second session.
Also helps with before work and after work, because you can fit it in there too. So we've got a minute 40 left. Cooling down, Dan. So cooling down, obviously you're trying to shake all the lactic acid out of your legs, shake all the toxins. So the recovery process starts now. But as soon as you get off the turbo, how can you continue to aid your recovery?
Yeah, so for me, I find warming down really important on Zwift or on the road. Make sure at least 5 minutes at the end is, you know, just spinning your legs, because that way when I get on my bike tomorrow I'll feel much better than if I just stop straight after the effort. And then yeah, so post session, have a recovery, drink straight away. So for me that's whey protein, because it's the fastest acting protein to ensure the quickest recovery time. And then obviously shower, so I'm pretty sweaty. And then have dinner, or you know, sort of the next meal, whatever that may be, depending on what time of day you're training. And then feet up if possible. I know that's not possible for everyone if you've got kids or busy lifestyles, but for me, I have that luxury of being able to really reap the benefits of recovery, because essentially that's even more important than training, When you're training, you're breaking down those muscles, really ripping them to shreds, and when you're resting, they're building, and they're building even stronger. So recovery is as important, if not more important, than the sessions itself. So I take this pretty seriously.
You really do. That sitting on the sofa bit, you take that very seriously. I can vouch for that.
Thanks.
Lovely. Well, thanks for joining everyone. Again, great session that Dani's completed there. Good work. Yeah, happy Women's Week.
Happy Women's Week. Do it for the girls. Girl power.